Hello and welcome to the International 2017 qualifiers, regional qualifiers actually, and this region is CIS, Commonwealth of Independent States, if you were curious. And we're going to have a little bit of an unfortunate matchup. But the reason that this is an unfortunate matchup is that this basically is the battle of who gets knocked out first. Both of these teams have not been doing great. Both of these teams have 4 losses. Comanche has played 4 games, and therefore all their games have been losses. Double Dimension were able to take 1 victory, have played 5 games, but yeah, still 1 and 4, so it's not great. And in theory, there's a chance for these 2 teams to still make it to the top 4, I believe, if you consider tiebreakers and everything. It's still not very realistic that they will actually make it, but the chance is there. The odds, you know, could turn out in their favor somehow. But if they lose 1 more, you're out. With 5 losses, there's no way you can end up in the top half statistically, I think. I mean, my math is not amazing, but that's something that we have to keep in mind here. So Double Dimension and Comanche. Comanche on the Radiant side, Double Dimension on the Dire side. Things have not been going as planned, let's put it that way. Let's see if they have a chance to turn the tide, as we have a Sand King and a Jakiro coming out from Comanche. I love Jakiro. And we have seen Jakiro in the past also sometimes going for mid. That's going to be something that I'm kind of hoping for, but it's probably not going to happen. But you always got to keep it in the back of your mind. Just like I was going to say, just like the Meepo, you got to keep the Meepo in the back of your mind. But normally, for all the teams that have this very strong Meepo player, it's always something that you have to keep in mind that can happen, potentially. But very rarely the people actually ban it. And even if they do, they normally wait for the ban, for the 5th ban to do that. Because Meepo is not a hero you pick in the 2nd phase, generally. So using a 2nd phase ban on that is kind of curious, but hey, better safe than sorry, I guess. It's just something I don't want to deal with, and then it's fair enough. We got Ancient Operation, IO, Clockwork, and Darkseer banned out as well in the first 4. Pretty solid heroes. Ancient Operation is the only one that stands out to me from those 4. We have seen Ancient Operation quite a few times yesterday. But normally you ban out Ancient Operation when you have something that
10 seconds remaining.
That you want to do, when you have something that like a healing strat that you wanna go for. So I'm curious to see if Comanche is actually gonna pick one of those heroes that Ancient Operation actually hard counters. So we have Lifestealer and Razor banned out by Double Dimension. We are in need of some cores for Comanche, and those 2 are the ones that Double Dimension does not want to face. Venomancer also removed. And that is a hero that we have seen multiple times being just very annoying.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Sorry, I had to type something very important. The question of if Oreos are not in the candy aisle in the supermarket, which aisle are they at? But they're at the cookie aisle. Different aisle. As I was very proud that I didn't eat anything, buy anything from the candy aisle. But we're getting off track. We're waiting for Comanche to pick up their 3rd hero, as they are taking into their bonus time for this as well. This is going to be the first hero that is going to give a bit of more away about what they want to do. Jakiro and Sand King already fairly versatile, as I already pointed out, to a certain extent, and have got some nice synergy going on as well. I really like that. There's of course Burst Strike into Ice Path, into Epicenter, into Macropyre, into all the fire things and Earth and Epicenter things. It's actually team fight wise, these 2 cover your bases. Unless Double Dimension has the next 3 heroes full team fight heroes, Comanche is ahead in team fight. It's just that simple with those 2 picks, and they're not even your typical 5-man wombo combo team fight heroes. So I really like that. Nyx Assassin and Puck in terms of synergy. I mean, there's some for sure. Impale on the people that are stuck in the dream coil, of course, comes to mind. I was gonna say that I like the Nyx for the vision that it offers, with the Vendetta later on, allows Puck to jump in and get the angles right on his orbs, on his dream coil, and everything. But vision again now is in like if you're gonna compare vision, Beastmaster wins right now. So Comanche picking up that Beastmaster and with that revealing a bit more what they want to do, because Beastmaster generally is your offlaner, and that means the Sand King will most likely be the 4 position, and Jakiro being still there's a chance he's going mid, but let's assume that he's not, just for our sanity's sake. There, like you said, there's still the chance, but let's assume that he is going to be the 4 position. Sorry, 5 position Jakiro. That means that you get yourself already a little bit more locked down in what you want to do here with the Beastmaster offlane and Sand King as number 4. Disruptor picked up by Double Dimension. I mean, I just explained the lanes of Comanche, but if you look at Double Dimension, they actually have a lot of options as well. Puck can be mid, Puck can be offlane, Nyx Assassin can be offlane or a support. Disruptor, there's not a lot of variety with Disruptor, guys. He's gonna be a support. And there's your mid as well, so Jakiro will indeed be your number 5 support for this game, with the Dragonite picked up to deal with the Puck in the mid lane. As far as rotation supports go, Sand King can make something happen, but he needs levels. His level 1 Burrow Strike is just really short range. So he kind of needs to be level 3 before he can rotate, and I kind of feel that that's going to be a good thing for Puck. He's going to have a fine time against Dragonite, especially in the early stages, because Jakiro is also not that much of a roaming support. He's not great for the old Genkage, especially not against the Puck, because if you want to try and gank a Puck, you do need something that has a solid stun. So Sand King would need to be there, unless you want to go for Ice Path. But you don't normally go for Ice Path that early. It kind of differs on personal flavor. If it's a Liquid Fire or a Jewel Breath max out first. Although Jewel Breath has been buffed quite a bit. Also depends on what kind of talents you want to go for later on. Anyway, Huskar picked up a Double Dimension, and that it looks like it's going to be a safe lane Huskar. Now I'm thinking there's a chance
Dire team ban.
That they go for an aggressive tri-lane here with the Huskar. They would have a Disruptor, they would have a Huskar, maybe Nyx Assassin on a safe lane.
10 seconds
+1.
remaining.
I'd dig it. I'd like it. Omni Knight is the one that gets banned out by Comanche.
Remaining.
Now, Huskar combos. Everybody knows the Huskar
Reserve
Dazzle.
time.
There's still a chance that they'll pick that up. Again, Nyx Assassin could also still be the support, so keep that in mind. But Huskar Dazzle is an option still there. By the way, Omni Knight has played as offlane generally lately, so they're actually Comanche is actually expecting that Nyx Assassin will be a
10
support,
seconds remaining.
and
Dire
therefore
team
still
pick.
need an offlane for Double Dimension. But let's find out what they want. We have the Juggernaut removed from the pool. We still have Troll, if Comanche wants to go for that one. Troll and Dragonite actually make a fine combo. As an attack speed really helps them
10
out.
seconds remaining.
Let's see if they want to go for that. But first, Double
5
Dimension. So
seconds remaining.
time to reveal what that Nyx Assassin is going to be doing.
Faceless void.
And looks like Nyx Assassin is indeed a
Radiant
support.
team pick.
Now the question is this going to be an aggressive tri-lane? I think it could be. Jakiro is not too bad against that though, but you can't really stop your enemy from initiating. If Comanche does end up going for the Troll, Troll is a hero that is
10 seconds
a
remaining.
pretty sturdy hero, difficult to take down.
5 seconds remaining.
Sorry guys, 1 second. Alright,
Remaining.
alright. Just had a bit of a decoffles there, it's all good.
5 seconds
But yeah.
remaining.
It's not a Troll, it's an Ursa. It's an Ursa. Ursa Bear. It's actually, I'm not sure why they go for Ursa. Did I miss Troll being banned? I don't think I did. Ursa against Faceless Void is not too great. Faceless Void has, of course, got the Time Walk. you're doing a lot of burst damage as an Ursa, as in, you know, when your Fury swipes are up and when your overpowers up, you know, you do a lot of damage in a short period of time. And Faceless Void can generally always time walk that off. On top of that, you got your Chronosphere. You're already gonna get kited by the Dream Coil. You can get glimpsed back.
10 seconds.
Impale.
remaining.
I don't. I don't know. I would have
Seconds
liked the troll.
remaining.
But hey, I'm not the one that's the professional player here. That's them. So I won't doubt them. It's just a bit of a tricky hero. They need to do a lot in the early stages of the game. We have Jakiro with the Jewel Breath, has got the slow, so you can chase people down potentially. You've got the Roar, sets up for a nice amount of kills, but also is able to help out get kills fairly early on, because you just need levels. You don't need specific amounts of gold to be able to get that. Just level 6 is enough. And then you got Dragon Knight, also a hero that can do a lot early on, also just needs levels. Oh, look at this top one, he is so happy! Jakiro is so happy in the Lotus. I never actually noticed that. Easy victory for Double Dimension with the towers. Look at that difference. Ooh, ooh. So if there was a troll, I would have gone for
Prepare for battle.
I would have gone for Comanche, but I think Double Dimension has a bit better. Tower before 10 minutes? I'm gonna say yes for that one. I mean, there is a Dragon Knight after all. Smoke gun kills 3 to 5. Most D wards. We're gonna go for the Disruptor? Yeah, we're gonna go for the Disruptor. Alright. Let's see what we got here then. We got Double Dimension on the Dire side. Flo will play the puck. Looks like he's going to be on the off lane. We got Dark playing the Nyx Assassin. EU Genius is playing Disruptor. In the mid lane, it will be Huskar, played by Next Level. So there will be a mid Huskar with a
30
tri-lane
seconds to battle.
of the Faceless Void, played by Undershock, and the Disruptor and the Nyx Assassin. So that's going to be Double Dimension. Again, Double Dimension is a 1 and 4 right now. Any loss that they might have will put them at 5 losses. 5 losses is not giving you a chance to make it to the playoffs. Right now, their chances are already fairly slim, but they still have a chance if you take into consideration possible tiebreakers
The
scenarios.
battle begins.
Alright.
Time is unsweet.
Comanche. Comanche does not get the rune. At least Hakon doesn't. This is Hakon. He's playing Beastmaster. He'll be on the off lane. In the mid lane, we've got a Ursa warrior, so he knows that he doesn't want to go up against the Faceless Void. Of course, on hindsight, Faceless Void isn't on the off lane, but just in case there. It will be played by Oxian. He'll be supported by Screen, who's playing the Sand King. I do believe that they saw that ward placed. Actually, no, they don't. They didn't, because it was smoked. Oh, hello. A bit of bug-on-bug action. Actually, I guess one of the two is not a bug. I don't know how you would call a Sand King. It's like a scorpion. What's that? What's that? There's a collective name for scorpions and stuff, but I forgot what it was. Oh well. Bottom lane is Lanaya playing Dragon Knight safe lane. He's supported by H on the Jakiro, and they're up against the Puck with the Jewel Breath first here. That is something that Puck can orb out of if he really wants to. Wait a second, what's happening here? No, he's fine. Just harass. A lot of harass. This mid lane seems to be a very fun lane to have. We got 4 melee heroes. 3 melee heroes. Sorry, Huskar is obviously not a melee hero. You'd think the Huskar then would easily win this one, but it doesn't seem to be as easy as that. Careful there, Ursa. He's almost out of region as well. He's got 1 salve left and 1 tango. But it's still on cooldown for the moment. But at least he's got that Sand King that can take over for him whenever needed. In terms of getting experience and level, so that's always a good one. Careful there. Ooh, Hakon. is running away, trying to get the rune. He's a bit early though. And ooh, that was actually a miss. Dark missed that one. The kinetic field is still there. Let's see if they get some bashes there. There is level 1 in bash. First blood goes the way of EU Genius. And so Double Dimension gets their name on the board. And as I just mentioned, the score of Double Dimension, the score of Comanche right now is 0 and 4, and therefore they are in the same position as Double Dimension. Any one loss that they get will remove their chances of making it through to the next phase of the CIS qualifiers for the International 7. Ooh, a nice amount of gold EU Genius, always good. Oh, hello. Who's coming from the back? No, just the rest. This is a funky lane, you guys. It is the lane where I thought the first blood was gonna happen, if it weren't for Hakon's little detour through the enemy jungle, because it's a bit of an unorthodox lane. Surely Huskar, we've seen Huskar mid before, we've seen Ursa mid before, but they've got the helps of a Sand King and a Nyx Assassin, who are basically having their own little side battle. The Battle of the Beatles. Oh. You gotta be careful with those boars. They're very annoying. They might not have the highest attack damage, but it definitely stacks up, especially if there's two. And you can not really run away from them unless you juke, as we just saw through trees, and basically take the fastest route back. Let's see what type of harassment this is gonna be. We need some bashes there on the shock. Are you gonna be able to deliver? Yes, you do. Is it enough? Is the question. Glimpse is still available as well. That was all the mana he had. A couple of more hits and Hakon should die again. He does not have a teleport. Now he does. But I don't think he's gonna be able to make it out. There you go. EU Genius will take that gold.
Where you're going, the weather doesn't change.
Where you're going, the weather doesn't change. Alright, alright. That's the second kill that the Disruptor is getting, by the way. Very nicely done for him. And Screen decided to rotate top. And with Screen rotating top and showing himself top, Dark is like, okay, Sand King gone. This is my time. My time to try to annoy the Ursa. But Ursa already was annoyed, and annoyed enough for him to seek refuge in the trees. So he's right now in the jungle for the moment. In the meantime, we've got also the Dragon Knight farming a bottom. 21 for 9 in terms of last hits, 12 for 4 for Flo. Not too bad. The biggest thing for Flo is that Flo is keeping up on levels pretty nicely. Doesn't get harassed away by this Jakiro. And the lane is constantly on the right side for Comanche, but Flo's not like if a Puck is the king or queen. Royalty, yes, not king or queen, or right? Royalty is the royalty of escapes. You got phase shift, you got orbs, and then you only got a dragon tail, which is only level 1. So, you know, it's only 2.5 seconds stun. Not enough to take him down. They don't have enough burst damage for that yet. And yeah, you got your jewel breath to slow him down, but that's about it. Still can orb himself away. And with nighttime here, Nyx Assassin can just stand there and soak up the experience of Hakon. Sure, it's very scary if you're an Ursa mid up against a Huskar. But giving free farm to a Huskar is just very scary. What's this? What's happening here? Hakon, are you dead again? That wouldn't be a nice thing. Sand King comes in to teleport. In comes also Faces Void. He's got a Chrono if he really wants to. Doesn't look like, oops, he wants to. Impale coming out in the meantime on the Sand King, who tried to help out his buddy. Oh, he does end up getting the Chronosphere out. He doesn't want to deal with that. And he wants to be able to help his team, as we did have a trade just now. Nyx Assassin dropping. Fight took such a long time. Made H be able to move over as well. They did place a very nice ward with that fight, by the way. Double Dimension did. I do like that one. There's level 3 still on Hakon, so he still can't go for the roar, unfortunately for him. I did say that all he needs is levels, but he's not getting a lot of levels this game so far.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
If we compare him to the Puck, Puck is level 5, almost level 6 actually.
Dire's bottom tower
Double
is
damage
under
rune
attack.
for this buck with the impale missing as well. I don't think that's gonna happen then. Yeah, you can't do that. Husker is having a great time, guys. He's just farming. Nobody's bothering him. Getting all the denies. Getting all the last hits. 24 denies, by the way. This is great. If you're a Husker, that is. And then the main question is, what do you decide? Are you going to stick around in the mid lane? Because it's free farm after all. How long do you want to have free farm, and at what point are you going to try to turn that free farm into kills? When are you going to rotate? That's going to be the interesting question. Burrow Strike hits on the puck. Dragon Seal as well. This should be a kill. Nice rotation from screen coming from the shadows and being able to Burrow Strike. I mean, I already mentioned how short of a range Burrow Strike has on low levels. Level 2 obviously a lot less than level 1, but still doesn't really matter if your enemy can't see you until the very last moment, until it's too late.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's structures are
Wahoo! Oh, I love that. Beastmaster picking up a bounty rune is one of my favorite things.
under attack.
My favorite sound in Dota. A Dream Coil coming out. There's a salve. He wants to have some extra health there. I don't think it's gonna matter though. Looks like a bit of a waste of a salve as the Impale comes out. Doesn't miss this time. Flo taking the gold, getting the last hit, and making good use of that that first Dream Coil that he had available. In the meantime, Comanche has their Jakiro on the top lane, still getting some experience there. As the rotation is here for the Huskar. I'm like there's a level 6 on the Ursa, so that's scary for the Huskar, right? But at the same time, Huskar is fairly far ahead, and he does have some backup. He's got this armlet as well. Still doesn't want to try though. And they got a new ward on the other side of the river too. In terms of wards, Double Dimension is looking quite solid with the aggression level. And they're getting a large amount of farm too. I mean, Huskar had free farm, but Undershock on his Phases Void not doing too bad for himself either. I mean, we can take a look at the net worth by now, and them two are on top of the charts by quite a large difference as well. For this early on in the game, anyway, we're not even 10 minutes in yet, and this Dragon Knight is more than 1k behind on his fellow mid player, a Dragon Knight. Ursa. This Ursa, but this Dragon Knight is also 1k behind on his fellow mid player, but his enemy mid player rather. Not 1k behind on the Phases Void, although it's starting to get there, as Phases Void was able to kill off the Jakiro with the help of his teammates.
Radiant's top tower
This
is
Raptor
under
is
attack.
stuck. Yeah, get some help. Jakiro teleports back. I mean, they're still Chronosphere. It's gonna be risky. Let's see what these two can do. They have the Roar available. They know that this is the highest kill target on the map. Let's see if they can take him down. We've got the Ursa and a quick kill. That's a lot of gold. Highest net worth on the map to go down. Double damage rune, of course, for the Ursa helping out there as well. The teleport gets cancelled in the meantime. You gotta be careful there, Jakiro. They know. Oh, teleport out by Nyx Assassin was just in time. Otherwise it would have been stuck. He saw them coming.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Can they make something happen? They don't have a roar anymore. I thought there was going to be a Burrow Strike in tower range, but that didn't happen. Hello! You're on fire! He is very speedy though. On fire nonetheless. Very speedy. Nice ice path, but this Huskar is very speedy as well. He's got his own phase boots. No uphill vision for him though. He's still running. Phases Void is still running as well. He's got that Chronosphere available. This is a high valued kill, but the boar makes sure that Undershock doesn't try for that as he gets slowed down. Nice escape by that Ursa. You never want to be on fire. It seems like a very painful thing to be. Dragonman hasn't moved yet, has he?
I'll take your tribute.
You've just been bottom.
Invigoration.
He's died once. He's helped kill once.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Tower of the Night?
Yep.
Nice.
Radiant's
Very
top
nice
tower
indeed.
has been
I mean, they know
destroyed.
that they can't kill him anyway, so going for that deny is absolutely worth it. Nyx Assassin made it to level 6, and his Vendetta is gonna not steal the rune. That would give away that he's there. You don't want to give away that information. You want to see if you can do something with that first Vendetta, but it doesn't look like he can because everybody
Radiant's
backed
bottom
off.
tower is under attack.
By choice or coincidence, it doesn't matter. His Vendetta, unfortunately, unsuccessful. Ursa coming in mid, looking for that Phases Void perhaps, but he already used the Time Walk to get away. They don't know that that Disruptor is stuck in the trees. They might try to get him. A little bit of overlap on skills, but it might be still enough. There's still the ultimate available though, and he gets glimpsed back. Can they bash him is the question, or can he just turn around and kill it? Yes, he can! He kills off the Phases Void, and Disruptor is next. If that silence lasted a little, if he was under the cloud for a little while longer, for example,
Dire's courier has been killed.
if the spells weren't stacked, that would have been a kill.
Radiant's
It's that
middle
simple.
tower is under attack. Radiant structures are fortified. Dire's top tower. is
Very
under
nice kill
attack.
by Comanche though,
Dire's
making sure
structures
they
are fortified.
helped out as soon as they possibly could. And of course, nice call for the Ursa to think that he could actually turn around and do that. He doesn't have any life
Radiant's
steal.
bottom tower is
Imagine if he
under
had
attack.
that, then it would have been even better for him. Beastmaster has got the Vlad, so we did see him get some health back towards the end there when the Beastmaster came close. Speaking of, 24
Radiant's
seconds
bottom
until his next
tower
roar.
is under attack.
He doesn't have any mana right now. He'll continue farming bottom for a little while. He's going to use that roar in the bot lane. Top lane. But it looks like Comanche is recovering. It's not. They didn't need to recover that much. They weren't that far behind him, but they were definitely behind towards the end of the laning stage. So we had the Husker and the Phases Void on top of the net worth by far, but they've managed to pull themselves
Radiant's
back up
top
again.
tower is under
We got the
attack.
net worth still a bit in favor for Double Dimension as well as the experience graph, but I think that's mostly gonna come down to the
Dire's
Jakiro.
bottom tower is under
Because
attack.
Jakiro is very poor. He's sitting on 1200 gold, while his enemy counterpart is okay. Is sitting on 800 gold higher than that.
Dire's bottom tower
Oh, can they do this? They get glimpsed back for the moment. As Roshan was attempted.
Dire's
by Double
bottom
Dimension.
tower has fallen.
The question is who can finish it. There's still a stun available for Lanaya here. They still go for a stun on the Phases Void. Ursa will finish him off. Roshan dies as well. It's Screen that ends up picking up the Aegis, but the Radiant side has the last hit on the Roshan. Wait. The other way around. Screen has the
Dire's bottom
Aegis.
tower is
There you
under
go. That is the Sand King. Yes, you were right with that.
Dire's structures
And
are
the
fortified.
Dire side gets the last hit on the Aegis. I was confused there for a second.
Dire's middle
But
tower is
overall,
under attack.
that's a win for Comanche. 100%, despite not getting the last hit on the Roshan. They got the kill on the Phases Void and on the Puck, 2 of their cores. And they get a tier 1 tower to boot in the mid lane. It's looking good for them for now, for sure. We just saw that it were 2k gold. They were 2k gold behind in comparison to Double Dimension, and now they brought it back to even. I do want to point out something pretty. Look at this. This is the Dire vision. They have an observer ward mid, near the ancients, near the shrine that we just saw placed, and a very defensive ward over here, expecting perhaps that tier 1 top is going to be assaulted. But that is some really nice vision coming out from them. That's a fake one, but okay. It's a very short cooldown anyway. Looking at the vision of the Radiant side, considering we're doing that anyway, we have a ward next to the tier 2 on the bottom lane and in the mid lane as well, but not a lot of wards up right there, and perhaps that one on the bottom lane indicates that that's where they want to fight next. That's where they want to go next. They definitely are grouping up around that area. We have got 3 to 4 heroes already pushing out the wave. The only one that's missing is the Dragonite, and he does Dragonite. I was gonna say he does not have a teleport, but he was apparently teleporting while I was talking about him. Yeah, he was already teleporting bottom. There you go. They're all here. Party complete. Oh, hello. Oh. Patience. Patience from EU Genius. They wrap around, storming up the river. I don't know the text. Coming from behind. Screens first. Yep, he's a target indeed. Looking for the roar. That's gonna be on the Huskar. Nice static storm of kinetic field. That means that Sand King is done for in the meantime. Let's see if this Dragonite can get some attacks off. There is some fire in the midst of all of this coming out from the Jakiro. Aegis is already being popped. That was the Sand King. A Chronosphere is beautiful. Catches a 3. But Beastmaster is the only one that dies from that. The Dual Breath doesn't catch anybody anymore, as Dark is already out for them. Turns out to be a 2 for 1. I say 2 for 1 because there was an Aegis coming out. What? That was Puck who was still around. My bad. A nice fight for Comanche. The Chronosphere at that point, the Chronosphere was too late. They need the Huskar to be alive and well when they go for that Chronosphere. Blink forward, Blink burrow onto the Disruptor. Disruptor down. Faces Void. Trouble for him, and he has his Shrine to back him up. Impale on 2. It doesn't really do too much damage though. They are kind of lacking damage, and that's the thing that in the Chronosphere you need the Huskar to be alive so that he can do the damage while the Chronosphere is active as well. And the fact that the Sand King had the Aegis turned out to be amazing. He stayed in the backline. Like Sand Kings normally stay in the backline. So it wasn't like they were aware that that wraparound was happening. It was more like he was in the backline to try and get the best setup for a possible Burrow Strike Epicenter. And in the end, he just takes the gank and allows his team to basically position themselves for the rest of the fight and buys some time for his team to prepare for the fight. All well that ends well for Screen, for sure. Now the question is, how is Double Dimension gonna recover? Because they need to recover. This is not going well for them at all at the moment. And this was for them an orchestrated wraparound. I feel like they should do that, but then not when they're fighting into 5 heroes, and definitely not when they're fighting into an Aegis. Knowing that if you're gonna come in from behind, you're probably gonna find the Sand King first, which is fine as if he doesn't have an Aegis, but they knew he had an Aegis still, so it's a tricky one. Especially considering if you want to try to fight Comanche right now, you have to fight 5 on 5 because they're basically rotating as 5 to all the towers. Nice positioning from Screen. This is a perfect way for him to initiate the Blink Burrow Epi. As long as he sees where he's going. Those are the smokes. That Epicenter wasn't really needed. Nice Chronosphere. Huskar is stunned up and roared up, so he can't actually attack during that Chronosphere. And Faceless Void doesn't do enough damage yet to have any say in that Chronosphere about what's happening. Sand King still in a lot of trouble, getting chased by Undershock. He has got a Blink available soon, and he had a Burrow Strike as well, setting up for his team to go for... is there an Ice Path available? No, there's not. He is out. Disruptor is the only one that ended up dying. Maybe a little bit of... trigger happy Epicenter coming out from Screen there because he only saw the Disruptor, but then again he didn't know the rest was that close. He didn't know. That's one of the more difficult things, right? You don't want to wait until it's too late, but you don't want to go too early. On hindsight, this is too early, but for him, you don't see the rest. I think that was the right call to make. You can't be a mind reader, unfortunately. Oh, hello. What you doing there? Nyx Assassins have it so tricky. And this Nyx Assassin is support as well, so he's here for the scouting and he can't actually kill anybody by himself, so he needs some help. Let's see if this is enough help already. He's got the silence. Woohoo! Sand King jumped into that silence as well, and that means that they get 2 for the price of 0 by the looks of things. He burst strikes out, but he still ends up dead. Very nicely done. I was saying Dark is there for scouting out people, and then he needs some backup to kill them off. But this Ursa, perfect target for them to take down, and with the Sand King as a bonus, it just comes blinking into the silence. Whee! Unfortunate turn of events for Comanche. At the same time, Double Dimension don't take any extra objectives off the back of it, not even any extra map control. They don't end up placing a ward where they were. They have the one ward in the mid lane still, but that's fine. It's fairly defensive. They do end up placing a ward on the lane, on the top lane, but not sure how successful and how much they can act on what they see from that ward. We'll find out. In the meantime, it's back to farming for all the people. For Comanche, for Double Dimension, and then this guy. Then Roshan. Roshan is in 1.5 minutes.
Radiant's bottom tower
Of course, the
is under
Beastmaster won't be
attack.
able to keep
Radiant
permanent tabs on
structures
that.
are fortified.
One of the upsides of the Beastmaster, of course. Major upside of the Beastmaster. You got the Nyx Assassin to scout for Double Dimension, but those hogs. He just can't live up to those hogs.
Radiant's middle tower
So if you're
is
Double
under
Dimension,
attack.
you know that the enemy team is going to go for Roshan, and you know that they probably have the better fight potential when it comes to the Roche Pit. So there's a couple of things you can do, right? You can try to still fight them, even though you know that they are going to have a really good Roche fight regardless. Or you can just abuse the fact that they're going to be all away from this bottom lane and maybe push bottom lane in.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Hello. Burrow Strike still hits. They catch him. But no follow-up. And then they teleport out. They need to because they're not together. And there's 5 heroes from Comanche there. Yeah, we have that correct. How about that, huh? Hello. Mr. Ocean.
Time is money.
So Ursa can just go into the pit, the rest doesn't actually have to follow through. Have to follow him in there, so they can just wait in the sidelines for the fight to come their way. Question is the fight gonna come their way? Nyx Assassin is close by. Disruptor's teleporting over. They're gonna be a little bit late for the Roche kill, perhaps. Maybe not. Blink Impale comes out. Dream Coil as well. They can still finish off the Roshan, I think. Static Storm comes out with a BKB coming out for the other side. He manages to catch the Aegis, and we got a Burrow Strike and Epicenter on 3. Nobody really dies, but it does buy time for the rest of Comanche to kill off the Nyx Assassin. They take down the Puck as well, and it looks like this Phase of Void can only escape and run and try and hide. Something that the Husker can't do because he just gets picked to pieces. Phase of Void decided to farm some Ancients, but manages to catch himself and stop himself and actually go away from that, because that would have been too risky. Still 4 dead and an Aegis in the pocket of Comanche. They lost the Beastmaster for that, but hey, in case anybody was wondering, that is worth it. But I don't think anybody was wondering for that matter.
Top tower is under attack. Dire's middle
And their
tower
push potential
has
is
fallen.
very strong.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
There's no Corona for the 80 seconds. Blink Impale. Just delaying the push. That's all they can do right now. Ursa still has the Aegis. They don't need to back off, I think. Do they? Do they feel that scared? They're very scared. Nice Dream Coil. Can they do something off the back of it? Yeah, they are. Oh, that's a second BKB. And an ultimate as well. He doesn't need to use his Aegis for this one just yet. Roar coming out on the Huskar. That is the second time. He does manage to tick down the Aegis of the Ursa, but let's see if we can do something afterwards. Nice silence. Static Storm. They can just walk out of it for the moment. Beastmaster able to do that as well. Ursa not able to do anything anymore. And the Huskar, he jumps on to the Dragon Knight, and he can't do anything anymore either. Drops as well. What? Whoo! What a fight for Double Dimension, and it felt like just a little bit of what are these sounds? Is that a taunt? So confusing. I thought it was my doorbell for a second. Alright. So, I thought that fight was gonna go the way of Comanche. Not gonna lie, I thought they had the Aegis, they still had the BKB. But, they were just splitting their attention too much.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
Good fight for Double Dimension though, knowing that they could take that. It was basically one of those fights that if you lose that fight, you're probably gonna lose more than just one ranged Rax. you probably would have lost another lane of Rax with that, and perhaps even had to call the GG. So that was a risky fight for them to take, but it paid off. And that was an Aegis fight for Comanche. So Comanche, they probably want to wait until they have another Roshan. Perhaps they even want to smoke. They just bought one. They could try. Ha! Both Radiant and Dire scan at about the same place. That is a funny thing. At the same time as well. Yeah, smoke. We know where the enemy is, obviously. They don't. I think I heard him. Yes. That ping. The burst strike hits. That's a Faceless Void in a lot of trouble. That's a Faceless Void dead. No buyback. 65 seconds. The creep wave is about to push in. There's no Chronosphere for this fight. The BKB is already used though on the Ursa. It's on cooldown for the moment. And look at that positioning. They take one Rax. This is a fight that Comanche wants to take, because if they win the next fight, it's game. And that's something that Double Dimension knows, though. They prefer to wait until that Faceless Void is back. Unless they get baited in. Unless they get baited in. Careful there. Static Storm, Kinetic Field coming out. Catches Ursa, catches Dragon Knight. Both their BKBs, or the BKB and Ursa at least on cooldown for the moment, as Dragon Knight looks to find a target but can't, is able to get himself out though. Sand King was not so lucky. Nice Ice Path coming out still. Dragon Knight's on fire. Fuel Scepter up in the air on the Jakiro. Can he make sure that the rest of his team goes out? I'm not talking of regen. Of course you get a regen rune. Yeah, I didn't think anything like that's, yeah. I didn't doubt it for a second. Jakiro, what are you doing, buddy? That sneaky bugger. He made sure he went back. I mean, the creeps were still in the mid lane, so he could actually take down the Rax. Did he take down the Rax, or were they only done? No, he took down the Rax. Oh, the Rax were down already, yes. But he did make sure that this range Rax died a little bit more, and he forced the rest of the team back, so they couldn't actually chase down the Dragon Knight and couldn't push out the waves.
A gift from the tempest of battle.
Hello, you're dead. Still dead. Hello. I think you're living. Maybe not. No, you're dead too. Lol. That's 2 quick pickoffs on initiators coming out from Comanche. Look at the net worth, by the way. The roller coaster, isn't it? I mean, the differences are both, like, even if you're 2k ahead of your enemy team, that's nothing, right? You know that. But it's just showing how close these 2 teams are and how... Wait a second, hold that thought. Faces void, looking for that bash. Finds the bash. Gets it. That is 3 dead on the side of Comanche. Just picked off 1 by 1. That means that I think they can go high ground. No Jakiro. Beastmaster does respawn in another 10 seconds.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
So it is fairly risky. They can put the Husker up.
Dire's bottom barracks has fallen.
He has the cheese as well. That's nice for him. Oh, they back off. They back off. There's also no puck because he was defending the base. Someone needs to do it. Creeps killed off those racks in the meantime while they were skirmishing on that top lane. And that's actually pretty painful. This wave is continuously pushing out at this time. What does he have on the side of his thing? It looks funky. Funky. Wow. Funky, you guys. Funky. Alright. One more lane available to take for Comanche on top lane, but they're a little bit behind right now.
Time is money.
In terms of fights, they've lost the last couple of fights. Yes, they've been getting some buildings off the back of it, which in a way is all they need. So you're all good with that. 14 seconds for the next Roshan. That's a very fast respawn timer. And look at the positioning of Comanche. They should be in a position to take this. They have got the Hawk scouting it out as well. Oh, what did I say? It's there. It's there, but the Hawk is there as well. Can they sneak it? I think they can. He has to kill the Hawk though. Yeah, do they know? Are they gonna be in time? I'm not sure if they will be in time. They're gonna smoke towards it. Well, Double Dimension thinks they're gonna be in time, so they back off. It's too scary. I don't blame them. It is a very scary time. And are they just gonna give up the Aegis then? It looks like they are. Does look like they are. It's always a sad thing. It tells a lot about the mental state of a team. Like how they think their position is in the game. It's very easy for us to see. We have a net worth list. We know the changes in net worth with every fight. We know who comes out ahead and all that. It's very easy for us to see that. Yeah, he's dead. It's not that easy for a team to see that when you're playing the game. So even though we see the Double Dimension has 3 of the highest net worth of the 4 in the game, and we think, you know, they could possibly fight this, they don't feel like they're ahead at all. And they show that in not contesting the Roshan. So Aegis in the hands of the Dragon Knight. Why don't I see him here? Why do I see a soul ring? This is an Aegis, you guys. This is not a soul ring. He has a soul ring in his backpack. What the? Is there? Okay. Well, I didn't know Aegis wouldn't show up. The cheese does. Dragon Tail, that's a Nyx Assassin down. Didn't even get the chance. Ooh, Ice Bath, very nice. And Roar on the Huskar, but the Chronosphere coming in will give Huskar a chance to live. He's taking a lot of damage though, so does Beastmaster. Beastmaster does end up dropping in the end, but so does Huskar. Can they kill Undershock? I do think they can with the Basher coming out from the Ursa. Lucky Bashes are needed. Jumps forward and with the Burrow Strike takes him down. One more left alive on the side of Double Dimension. It's a Puck. He teleported back to base. Needs to defend his tier 4 towers. Someone has to. Maybe it's now fixed. No. Well, that's stupid. Maybe people don't normally use this button and don't notice that there's a bug.
I return to battle.
Buybacks are plenty. There's also still buyback on the Faces Void, but he has not used it yet. As you can see, he is still dead, I know. But yeah, Huskar and Disruptor did use that buyback, and with that they force Comanche back because they don't have the Beastmaster right now. They rather just go for the Shrine, wait for that Beastmaster, wait for the best time to come back and try to push high ground when they have all the odds in their favor, not lacking a Beastmaster. Beastmaster has a gym.
I'll take your tribute. I'll take that.
You know, I think compared to yesterday, and even the later games of the last game of yesterday, a couple of games that we saw yesterday, we had gems very early into the game. 15 to 20 minutes into the game, we had our first gems. Even on teams without invisibility, just to get some map control. Screen in a lot of trouble here, gets an Impale as well. Roar still comes out. Hakon is very confident that he can do this, and he might be able to. He lives for the moment. Static Storm gets used. Puck can't get himself out, has still got the orb available. Now the Chronosphere comes in. Hits on 2. Where's the damage though? This Faces Void does not have the damage. He has a BKB, a Diffusal and a Lincoln's. Diffusal is fine, but Lincoln's and BKB, 2 defensive items. He just not do enough damage, but with the Huskar he does. The Huskar coming into play, making a difference. The only one left alive for Comanche is the Dragon, and the Dragon with the Aegis is should be able to fly away. But as you saw in that Chronosphere, there was just not that much damage coming out from that Faces Void. It was enough to delay the fight for the Huskar to come in and deal with that though. And that is, I guess that is the main point. I shouldn't be complaining about the lack of damage of a Faces Void. That's not my place. Though generally you won't see a Lincoln's and a BKB on the same target in a game like this, I would imagine. Lincoln's, yes. BKB, not so much. I mean, you're gonna get a Roar that goes through BKB anyway. I guess you don't want to deal with the Liquid Fire that slows your attack. And there's a lot of magical damage coming out from a Jakiro. Don't underestimate that. Another fight won by Double Dimension.
As foretold.
Wahoo! Nice bounty rune, Hakon. Very nice indeed.
Invisibility.
Invisibility, yeah. Puck is there too. Screen doesn't know this. And Screen's dead. It seems like it's always the Sand King that gets caught. They even use the Dream Coil for that. But it's always the Sand King. Sand King does have a buyback available, by the way. He might need to use it. 35 seconds until he's back. Tier 3 tower on the siege in the moment. At the moment, we still have Beastmaster trying to make his way back. He does not have teleport available. He does have a blink dagger though. He should be back shortly. He's still on the top lane.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Jakiro. That's all there's needed. Ooh, it's time! Mighty Speedy Gold has got buyback again fairly shortly, as well as his gold just keeps on ticking. He's level 25. I believe that is our first level 25 in the game. Yes, he is. Faces Void is very close by, though. Half a level needed for him. Let's say you go for the time walk. The rest is still level 22. That's actually fairly far out. I need to wait a little while longer. This game is very even at the moment. Both teams have proven that they can win team fights with the right circumstances.
A gift from the tempest of battle.
And that an Aegis is nice, but not guaranteed to win you the game. We need to fight. We had an Aegis, of course, on the Dragon Knight. It didn't end up needing it at all. Didn't end up using it at all. We'll soon find out when the next Roshan comes. And if Comanche is going to be able to take it for free again. Roshan. They're not comfortable pushing through on the top lane without that with Aegis. And that's fair enough. As I said, there's still a chance that these teams can make it to the playoffs if they get lucky with the tiebreakers, if they win this. But if they lose this, their chances are, I do believe, statistically 0. Unless people drop out, which is not gonna happen. I guess then it means it's statistically never 0, because people can always cancel. It's confusing, that is. So we have a gem on the puck, but we don't have a gem on the enemy team. This was actually one bought by the Beastmaster, so they don't have a gem anymore, which means that this next assassin can do whatever he wants. There's nobody there. But nice effort. Everybody already teleport top.
Illusion.
Shrine. Free gold on the map. They still haven't taken that. Loxton is coming. He needs to get that gold. He's got himself to overpower as well to help out.
A prize.
Hey, that's a fake one, hey Con. Fake. Now, it's not that big of a problem actually, because there's still 1 minute now left on the cooldown, and by the time that, if Double Dimension's like, oh my god, it's on cooldown, let's go now, by the time they're actually going, the minute is passed and there's another roar available. So it's not too big of an issue. A smoke comes out. Uh-oh. Ursa wasn't in the poof. Oh, from the high ground they come. Find Flo first. Flo, phase shifts out, gets himself out. In the meantime, BKB on for the Ursa, looking for the target. There's still a static storm and kinetic field with those BKBs make sure that this disruptor can't do anything. They both have buyback available. And if they want to contest Roshan, they're gonna need it. But I don't think that, like, they don't want to contest Roshan. It's that simple, otherwise they would have bought back. 75 seconds by the time the wave top lane is pushed out. I don't think he's going to need to have to buy back unless they rotate through mid, which they probably will, but we'll have a tough time for. Hello. Hello. Detection would have been very nice. There are some sentries in Comanche's inventory. But no.
Invisibility.
With those 2 kills, they got the Roshan, but it looks like they will have to wait before they can do more because...
Dire's top tower.
Wait, why is there backdoor protection not there? Is the creep wave that far down? Looks like it. There's no backdoor protection, you guys. Comanche is in luck. 23 seconds before phases voids back. Liquid fire taking down the tower. Comanche is a Jakiro, or rather, H is a Jakiro. And Jakiro is the highest strength gain support in the game, meaning that he's actually at this level very tanky. Meaning he can just walk up, tank the tower, land the liquid fire, and walk back without really putting himself in harm's way. That's a Huskar right there. Is he able to get away? He still has a cheese. He would need to be able to pop and not be stunned though. He should be able to. He gets forced out. He goes for the cheese. Now turns around. Tries to do some damage to this Ursa. Ursa has got the Aegis. Will be needing it as well. Jakiro drops. His Huskar is finally able to do some damage. Not anymore. Not with that Ursa back alive. Not with that Dragon Tail hitting him as well from the Dragon. And that means 3 are dead on the side of Double Dimension, with only the Faces Void and the Puck left alive. Huskar buys back. There's a buyback available on the next assassin. He'll use it too, going for the tier 3 towers here for Comanche. And with all those buybacks, they're actually backing off. They lost their Jakiro, so their slow siege with liquid fire not possible right now. And it looks like without that Aegis, they're not going to try. The buybacks were enough.
Gold and sweet.
And that means we might have to wait for another 8 minutes perhaps before we're going to see another siege, because these two teams, it is so close. And even though most of the sieges we've seen being successful are on the side of when Comanche was doing the sieges, as we have got them taken 2 lanes of racks as well, we have seen how close Double Dimension was in winning team fights. If they win team fights on the enemy side of the map, it could go very fast in their favor, and Comanche doesn't want to take that risk, so they're playing it safe, I would imagine. Unless they want to try to go for a sneaky smoke gank when the lanes are all pushed out, which might be the case. I mean, they're going to try. 1 liquid fire will take care of the tier 3 tower. They don't have an Aegis anymore, but they do have a failsafe, and they do also have a buyback on Dragonite and Puck and Sand King. Jakiro doesn't have it. Neither does the Ursa. Although if they catch some buildings, they might get it. Next assassin waiting on the sidelines. He's got another Vendetta in 15 seconds.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Dire's top tower has fallen.
Pipes up, looking for that chrono. It misses everybody! He didn't catch a single person. In comes the Burrow Strike. Epicenter so successful. Hits on 3. The Shrine is not enough to heal up the next assassin. His buyback's on cooldown. We've got a Huskar stunned up too by the Dragon Tail. And he dies. And that means that it is Comanche that has a successful siege and takes the victory against Double Dimension. Unless Double Dimension pulled the most miraculous stunt of the tournament that I've seen in the history of that I've been watching Dota 2. But it's not looking great. It's not looking great. Comanche, they end up being 1 and 4. This is their 5th game in total. 1 and 4 still doesn't sound great, but it does mean that statistically, take into consideration that there's tiebreakers potentials, there is a small chance that they still have a chance to, or there's a small chance they still make it to phase 2 of the CIS qualifiers for the International 2017. I do think that yesterday I said 2007 a couple of times. Anyway, we'll be right back with more Dota 2. Let's find out which game is next. We have Effect versus Empire, so stay tuned for another game of Dota 2. Be back.